Live. What is live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson? This is the Steve Baxley Sports Final with the aforementioned Steve the Baxman Baxley. Tonight, it's football night in America. We may not have baseball, but we do have baseball and a whole lot more sports to talk about. And no, we're not debating it. And no, our mics never go off. But that may give us an idea. Anyway, here's Steve. Hi. How you doing? Good. Scheduled debate in front of a football game. How politics sucks. But then again, hey, our show, we don't dwell into politics because on our show, politics is a 4-letter word. Can we go down on that, please? Just a little inky bit. Thank you. Well, a little bit. I like to pretend like I at least exist. There we go. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome, Uno, and everybody else in the free world. And by the way, me and my mom stink, and Uno got one right. I will find out exactly how the rabbi did on our Thursday night predicts. And we are, at this moment, updating, correcting, and making sure everything is, as we love to say here on this program, kosher. But all is not lost. Let's just take you to the Thursday night game and do what we usually do on Monday nights, which obviously we no longer can do on Monday nights. But it's obvious you can't even do it on Thursday. What is wrong with CBSSports.com? They are usually hip with the recap. But we don't see a recap. This is about the second week. This way, Eagles finally snap out of it and give the Giants their 6th loss, 22-21. My mom should have stuck with the Eagles. He picked the Giants. Blame her. No. Blame a goofy defense. Jones, 187 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 4 rushing attempts, 92 yards, and Shepard, 6 receptions, 59 yards, and 1 touchdown. Yes, I'm only kidding. I love my mother. I do so for 2 reasons. 1, she owns this building, and 2, she's my mother. She gave birth to me. You may all send your sympathies to her, care of. Wentz for the Eagles, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns. Scott, 12 rushing attempts, 46 yards. And Rodgers, 6 receptions, 85 yards. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. Anyway, we'll see. The rabbi will see us on Saturday. And, of course, we have our own predictions. So on Sunday, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so we start off on a good note and on an occasional piece of insanity, but we did what we could. Why don't they do the recaps? I'm going to have to find that out. We do have some bad news to report in the National Football League before we do anything else with the NFL. And we got golf and some Twitter. But there is some sad news in the world of professional football. Former San Francisco 49ers star defensive lineman Dana Stubblefield is headed to prison as a sentence of 15 years to life was handed to the 49-year-old on Thursday, according to the Mercury News. Back in July, Stubblefield was found guilty of raping a prospective babysitter in 2015 in his home. The jury found Stubblefield guilty of rape by force, oral copulation by force, and false imprisonment, and acquitted him of raping a person incapable of giving consent. Jurors also determined that Stubblefield used a gun during the 2015 assault, prosecutors. Oh boy. This is one of the reasons sports anchors or somewhat sports anchors keep going, why did I choose this business to report this? Deputy District Attorney Tim McInerney said in a statement Thursday, quote, "No means nothing to this defendant. Based on his status, I think he was never held accountable for prior criminal behavior. Today, he was properly held accountable." Oh, was he? I'm not going to do what I usually do because this is serious stuff, so I will pass the jokes rapidly. During the course of the trial, McInerney called on the testimony of two women who testified to being assaulted by Stubblefield, according to the Mercury News. The former athlete has also had a couple of other run-ins with the law, such as being sent to jail for 90 days after, and we should place a warning, some of this stuff may be a little too much for some of our more sensitive viewers. Adult, parental discretion advisable. Anyway, where was it? Oh, yeah. He was being sent to jail 90 days after pleading guilty to stealing his former girlfriend's mail in 2010. A year earlier, in 2009, Stubblefield was sentenced to probation after he pled guilty to lying to federal officers investigating a performance-enhancing drug ring catering to professional athletes. What was he doing in football in the first place? Come on. Stubblefield was originally drafted by the 49ers with the 26th overall pick in the 93 NFL draft. He was named the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year after tallying 10.5 sacks, made 3 Pro Bowls during his time in San Francisco. He was also part of the team that won Super Bowl 29 and earned All-Pro honors in 97 after recording a career-high 15 sacks. The Kansas product then signed with the Washington Redskins in 98 before returning to San Fran a few seasons later. Stubblefield also had a 1-year stint with the Oakland Raiders in 2003 and signed with the New England Patriots in 2004 before he was injured and released. We'll just leave that and go to something a little more, shall we say, light and happy or something. Another NFL report, and hey, apropos, the Eagles played on Thursday night. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles and Zach Ertz were at a stalemate in contract negotiations, and Philadelphia appeared ready to move on from its single-season all-time receptions leader, per an article in Sports Illustrated by Albert Breer. The Eagles took calls on Ertz before moving him to injured reserve with the ankle injury that sidelined him for 4 to 6 weeks. Philadelphia designated Ertz as having a minor injury when he was placed on injured reserve, which meant Ertz couldn't be dealt. But, thank you guys. Breer pointed out the Eagles delayed putting Ertz on injured reserve for a few days, raising some eyebrows around the league. Another player the Eagles have on the trading block is Alshon Jeffrey, who the front office has tried to deal on multiple occasions over the course of the past calendar year. Jeffrey has yet to play a game this season as he is still recovering from a Liz Frank injury from last December. Ertz has been struggling on the field for the Eagles before his injury, averaging a career-low 7.4 yards per catch, with just 1 touchdown in 6 games. He was on pace for just 475 receiving yards, which would have been his lowest total since his rookie season in 2013. Ertz had 9 catches for 48 yards over his past 3 games before the injury. Now, Jeffrey has essentially been replaced in the Eagles lineup by Travis Fulgham, who has emerged as the best wide receiver on the team since being called up from the practice squad in Week 4. Fulgham's 284 receiving yards over the past 3 weeks ranked 5th in the NFL, and his 3 receiving touchdowns are tied for 2nd in the league. Jeffrey has a cap number of $18,486,500 in 2021, the final year of his deal. But the Eagles can save $7,977,000 in cap space by releasing him. That is, of course, per the fine folks at Over the Cap. Now, Ertz has a cap number of $12,471,500 in 2021, the final year of his contract, but has been seeking a raise after George Kittle and Travis Kelce received extensions this offseason. Ertz has been frustrated over negotiations as the Eagles seek to get younger across the roster. Ertz will turn 30 later this year, and he doesn't appear to have any room, and they don't appear to have any room for the player who caught the winning touchdown pass in Super Bowl 52. Despite all Ertz has given to the Eagles, his career is heading towards ending on another team, a reality that Ertz is preparing to face. It is now midnight, and it is now the 23rd. It is a Friday. Wahoo, as I always say. We have made it past yet another week. Oh, boy. And I don't know how many more weeks we got, but thank God. By the way, I don't know how it is in your land, but I do not know if where our studios are located, I don't know if we will have Trick or Treat on October 31st, but it's nice to find out. And maybe sometime before the place closes up, we will do that. The office here at the reserves. Okay, our next little journey reports. Yes, we're loaded with NFL reports, aren't we, kids? Yes, sir. Daniel Jones clearly has the most entertaining run by any football player this season, going for 80 yards, but failing to score a touchdown in the third quarter of Thursday Night Football between the Giants and the Eagles tonight. Jones faked out the entire Eagles defense and had nothing stopping him from reaching the end zone before tripping over his own feet at the Eagles' 8-yard line. If Jones would have been able to complete the run, he would have gone 88 yards for the score. Instead, he'll settle for being the fifth quarterback in the last 25 years to run for 80-plus yards in a game, the only one not to score a touchdown. Now, here are the longest, the 5 of them. 5 longest for over 25 years. Terrell Pryor, the Oakland Raiders, 93 yards, 2013. Colin Kaepernick, San Francisco 49ers, 90 yards, 2014. Marcus Mariota, Tennessee Titans, 87 yards, 2015. Cordell Stewart, Pittsburgh Steelers, 80 yards, 19 and 96. And Daniel Jones, 80 yards this year. Now, the 80-yard run is the second longest non-touchdown running play in Giants history. The longest belongs to Hap Morin, who had a 91-yard run but didn't score in 1930. Tiki Barber and Ahmad Bradshaw, no relation to Terry, at least I don't think so, only have longer running plays in Giants history over the last 25 years. Barber had a 95-yard touchdown run in 2005 against the Oakland Raiders, and Bradshaw an 88-yard touchdown run against the Bills in 2007. And now you know the rest of the story. Let's keep going. We got more headlines for you. Yes, friends, more headlines. I don't know what else, but we're going to be on the air till about 12:45. And by the way, I'm going to do this now so we can have a full non-commercial interrupted broadcast. Tonight, or right now, Nick Rekieta and Ty Beard are doing, I guess you could say, a special edition of Lost Blaming the Interwebs. And that is, of course, their coverage, their, what is it? Their sort of version of Indecision 2020, the debate of Mr. Trump and Joe Biden. And they've been given their insights. They've been having a little mini watch party. And so it'll continue on until they either get tired or the booze is gone. So if you want to check them out, we'll be done at about 12:45. In fact, they've been on since 8 o'clock. So it's a special edition of Lost Blaming the Interwebs. on the Wakil Law channel here on YouTube. Please enjoy responsibly, or have your favorite adult or non-adult beverage with you. All right, let's keep going here. We had a little shuffle again of these schedules. Now, before you say anything, don't worry. They won't interrupt Monday or Tuesday night. Here's the schedule changes for Week 7 due to the COVID. That's right. Schedule changes have unfortunately been common for the NFL during this unprecedented season, and the league is again making a primetime change, this time for Sunday Night Football in Week 7. Now, on Thursday, the NFL sent out a press release announcing the following changes, and we have them. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Las Vegas Raiders matchup will be moved from Sunday night to Sunday afternoon at 4:05. While the Seattle Seahawks versus Arizona Cardinals matchup will be moved from Sunday afternoon to Sunday Night Football. Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray are now slated to face off against each other at 8:20 on NBC. According to the NFL's press release, these decisions were made out of an abundance of caution to ensure that a game would be available to fans on Sunday night. The Raiders ran into some potential problems concerning COVID-19 on Wednesday, but the league hopes their game against the Bucs will indeed be played this week. Yes, and Roger Goodell is on his knees praying to not only the big guy upstairs, but also to St. Lombardi, St. Roselle, and that other guy that was a commissioner. Oh, St. Tagliabue. Let's hope at least all three of them give the blessings. Now, on Wednesday, as we said, Raiders head coach John Gruden told reporters that the team sent all 5 of its starting offensive linemen home after they've been in close contact with Trent Brown, who was placed on reserve COVID list. Gruden relayed that the team had to alter Wednesday's practice due to a lack of linemen, but is hopeful some will be able to return in the near future. Brown being placed on the special reserve list does not necessarily mean that the star offensive tackle has indeed tested positive for the COVID. But it could mean that he had been exposed to someone who did test positive, according to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. A good part of the Vegas offensive line and safety, Jonathan Abram, will go on the COVID-19 reserve list today. Now, John Gruden told the media this. Well, we were listening to the league, and they're advising us on what to do. Trent Brown is not here today, and his status is unknown. We had to send 5 of our starting linemen home today because they had a tracer. I guess they were around Trent. I can't get into anything more than that. Hopefully we'll get some players back tomorrow or for Sunday. And hopefully this is just a precautionary measure, and all games will be played this Sunday. Start rubbing your Lombardi trophies, folks. In fact, do we have no, we don't have a football here. Wish we did. Do we have a football here to gently rub? I'll rub this. There we go. Oops. I'm rubbing the Corona Extra. Sorry.
We have a football, but it's someplace.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
It's probably in the garage.
We don't have a garage. We have a shed. But that's okay. I've probably cursed this Sunday's game by rubbing my Corona beer. Get the joke, folks. Okay, let's rock and ride with more headlines. Let's find some better headlines, folks. I guarantee you there's got to be some better headlines. We got an NBA report. Yes, goody. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay, we shall. The Indiana Pacers, it is an off season, very much an off season for the NBA. Of course, one big signing, Stan Van Gundy, now the coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. How long do you think that'll last? Remember, he was the coach of the Pistons. But he also was the coach of the Orlando Magic. Rah. The Indiana Pacers may be interested in trading for some talent over the offseason, and one player they have their eyes on is Boston Celtics forward Gordon Hayward. Some with $32.4 million player option for the 2020-2021 season, according to SNY's Ian Baxley. For the 2020-2021 season, given his age, which is 30, and recent injury history. Now, it's not that especially surprising that Haywood would opt to exercise that option, as opposed to, say, pursuing a new deal in free agency. Well, by exercising that option, he will get the $34 million, which is likely more than he would command for a single season in a new deal. Plus, he'd also get the opportunity to audition for a new contract next offseason, either with the Celtics or another franchise. If he is able to stay healthy and look like his old self next season, he would command another solid multi-year deal. Now, if Haywood turns down the option in favor of a new deal in free agency, the Pacers could go after him then. But even if he does exercise the option, it isn't necessarily the end of opportunities for Indiana. If Haywood opts in, but isn't in Boston's long-term plans, they could potentially be open to moving him in a deal in order to gain something in return as opposed to just losing him for nothing in free agency. Hayward has worked continuously to get back to the peak of his powers after suffering a devastating season-ending ankle injury during his first game with the Celtics in October 2017. After starting just 18 total games last season, Hayward started in all 52 regular season games that he played with the Celtics this season. He averaged nearly 9 more minutes, and he increased his per-game scoring average by 6 points from 11.5 last season to 17.5 this season. 5 appearances during this postseason, but he was able to return for Boston's conference finals matchup with Miami. Now, if the Celtics do ultimately make Hayward available via trade, the Pacers likely won't be the only team interested in the veteran forward services. If the Celtics don't make him available and he plays out the final year of his contract in Boston, Indiana will have to wait until free agency in 2021 to pursue him. Somebody pursue my cat. Here's Uno. Would you kindly explain your pick by the Eagles?
Yes, I would. I picked the Eagles because I knew that they would do it. They had the speed. They had the stamina. They had luck on their side. No, not their quarterback. The quarterback for Indiana retired, remember? But I like to say this. Meow.
There. Okay. I'm going to keep you here. That's right. I'm going to keep you here. Okay. Let's get going. And Twitter did react to Jones's breakaway trip. I'm going to play with my kitty. Yeah. Hey, you made your bed. You lie in it. All right, let's get going. Patrick Mahomes and other NFL players and fans react on Twitter to Daniel Jones tripping during an 80-yard run. Now, this hasn't been the New York Giants season, and no one is debating that, not even Donald Trump and, what's his name? Joe Biden. Thank you. And a run from quarterback Daniel Jones against the Philadelphia Eagles is the perfect metaphor for the season. Jones tripped and fell, or perhaps just had his leg slightly give out, ruining what looked like a clear path to the end zone and ending an 80-yard run. And you'll see that play constantly on Sports Center in Canada, and in the fan bases are already poking fun at the Giants and Eagles division, and had a lot of jokes for the Jones run. Even NFL players were chiming in. Let's take a look at some of the best athlete reactions to the now viral. I mean, I can't even say anything because I would never be able to run that far either. Daniel Jones, with his debut acting role in the upcoming film Scary Season, the 2020 Giants story, did this. or tweeted this. He tripped the same way people do in scary movies when they're running from the villain / bad guy. Or if it was me, I would say, give him a red shirt. He'd be the first target in Star Trek to be killed. We have another one here from DK Met. The Giants season is scary stuff. Just ask Daryl McCoy. Come on, Daniel. Both felt like he was in a horror movie. Damon Harrison Sr. said, no way. And Raekwon McMillan said, turf monster, beware. Ryan Clark had this. Bro, I'm Mickey Ficky, Korean. KYIKYFL. I just can't. Daniel Jones is now the best rusher and tackler on his own team. This whole division is doomed, y'all. Former Jets running back Lyle Powell is right. It's already a meme. And he says it himself. That's got to be a meme, right? And, of course, our good friends at CBS Sports said it best. Daniel Jones did not score a TD from this point because he tripped over his own feet. Now, the fans on Twitter, oh, they were nice. For Halloween this year, Jones is going to go as a running back. Pete Blackburn said, tackled by a ghost. Spooky season officially here. How about this from John Alba? The year 2020 said, damn, Daniel. He did. Could be worse. Jones could have fumbled during his fall. Thankfully for New York and their fans, the play 7's installment of Thursday Night Football for an NFC East matchup, and the game was about as messy as the division. Ain't that right? Even bored Uno here. Right now, no team out of the four has a winning record, and many are predicting even the eventual winner of the NFC East won't hit that wonderful Mendoza line. Mendoza line of 500. While a matchup between a 1-5 and 1-4-1 team would normally not be that important, this game could have some serious playoff implications, as one of these two teams could be hosting a postseason game. Mike Cat could teach him lessons on how to run. She's a good runner. The Eagles came back and went up 22-21, where the score would stay as the Giants' embarrassment from the game ended up being a lot more than their quarterback tripping. With the loss, the Giants fell, pun intended, to 1-6. The Eagles are now sitting in first place at a whopping 2-4-1. This weird NFL season continues on Sunday. God help us all. 18 minutes past the hour of 12. We got scoreboard, shout outs, you name it. We got it, and we're going to do it. It's going to be great. You're going to see it. It's going to be great. It's going to be super. It's going to be fun. Let's get you to the Zozo, not Bozo, Zozo Championship in golf. That's right. Friday's tee times. Well, round 2 starts up. Tiger Woods is back at the event where he last won on the PGA Tour last year to headline a star-studded field at this week's Zozo Championship at Thousand Oaks. Yes, Thousand Oaks. Thank you, California. Woods returns to action after he took a month off from competition after missing the cut at the U.S. Open in mid-September. However, round 1 didn't go exactly as planned as Big Cat sits 12 shots back and just 1 shot out of last place after a 4-over-76 on Thursday. Now, he is unlikely to contend here, but Woods will be able to use the next 3 days as practice and prep for the Masters in 3 weeks at this no-cut event. Sebastian Munoz sits top the leaderboard at 8 under with a host of challengers nearby, including Justin Thomas at 7 under. Threesomes will go off split tees starting at 12:50 p.m. Eastern. And you'll be able to catch all the excitement, all the action, as usual, on Le Channel du Golf, otherwise known as the Golf Channel. Should be a fun weekend, don't you think? Minutes of a show left. What can we do? Well, we can do this. if anyone wants. And so let's do it. Let's go to our friends at awfulannoying.com and see what they got for us here on the Megaton of Fun. And by the way, we have gone now 2 weeks without any notification of any departures from ESPN. And as if we need to repeat, World Series, in fact, baseball this season, bizarre season of 60 games plus playoffs and everything else. Well, the World Series, game number 2, set another all-time low with 8.950 million viewers. Lord help me. We do have some bad news for those of you who have Hulu. And in fact, this has caused me to do a little thinking. In fact, those of you who have Hulu, like moi, let's give you the entire story. During the past 3 months, you've likely seen Baker Mayfield, Shaquan let's try that again. During the past 3 months, you've likely seen Baker Mayfield, Shaquan Barkley, Damian Lillard, Aaron Judge, Skylar Diggins-Smith, among athletes and ads telling you that Hulu has live sports. But the streaming provider is about to offer fewer live sports telecasts for subscribers, and we will tell you there is more to this story than just Hulu. As of tonight, as of this date, Friday, October 23rd, Hulu will be dropping Sinclair's package of Fox Regional Sports Networks from its live TV service. Now, subscribers received an email from Hulu explaining the carriage dispute with Sinclair and their regional sports network owners, Diamond Sports Group. Thursday morning, a notice was posted on the Hulu website. The decision removes 21 channels from Hulu's service, including Yes Network, Prime Ticket, Marquee Sports Network, which serves major markets New York, Los Angeles, and Chi-Town, respectively. Also among the channels affected are Fox Sports Florida, Fox Sports West, Fox Sports Southeast, Fox Sports Detroit, and Sports Time Ohio. Can't talk right. Well, there may be a reason why. And here's the old statement furthering. While we were unable to reach an agreement with Sinclair Broadcast Group and Byron Allen to continue offering channels like your Fox Sports regional sports networks, which can't use the Fox Sports name, obviously, unless they paid beaucoup money for it. Yes Network and Marquee Network, Hulu told subscribers, quote, the good news is that you will continue to have access to a wide variety of sports from other popular channels, including ESPN, TNT, TBS, FS1, and FS2. That will be a little consolation to fans who want to watch their local NBA, Major League Baseball, and NHL teams without subscribing to cable or satellite packages. Perhaps there will be some solace in the fact that none of those sports will be playing games again until at least January. But, here are the impacted RSNs in full. FS Arizona, FS Detroit, FS Florida, FS Midwest, including FS Indiana and FS Kansas City, FS North, including FS Wisconsin, FS Ohio, FS Prime Ticket, FS West, FS Sun, FS Southwest, including FS Oklahoma, and FS New Orleans, FS Southwest, FS South, including FS Tennessee and FS Carolinas, FS San Diego, Marquee Sports Network, Sports Time Ohio, and the Yes Network, and a partridge in a pear tree. Hulu joins YouTube TV, Sling TV, and Fubo TV as streaming outlets currently not offering the Sinclair regional sports networks as part of their packages. YouTube and Sinclair did reach a temporary agreement in March, which lasted through the end of the NBA, NHL, and MLB regular seasons. Now, many viewers who formerly subscribed to those services likely switched to Hulu as a result of them dropping the Sinclair RSNs. Now, those channels aren't available on Hulu either, despite its boasting of carrying live sports. Now, according to Cord Cutters News, the lone streaming provider left carrying Sinclair's Fox, I'm not even going to call it Fox Sports Regional, I'm just calling it Sinclair's regional networks, is AT&T TV Now in a package that costs $80 per month compared to the $54.99 Hulu charge subscribers, $64.99 for YouTube TV, $54.99, $64.99 for Fubo TV, and $30 to $45 for Sling. It seems like these carriage disputes would be resolved before the new NBA, NHL, and MLB seasons begin in 2021, but in the meantime, this alienates a whole lot of subscribers who may have remained with a service and could perhaps lead to some cancellations, even if temporary. And when streaming providers reach agreements, it's probable that price increases and monthly rates will be part of the overall package. But there's more to this story than meets the elephant. And here is that little view right here, right now. And this is from 2 days ago. Now, you'll probably understand why you're not seeing your favorite networks and why, well, your local cable outlet may also be getting ready to drop them. Sinclair's regional sports network subsidiary, Diamond Sports, faces coronavirus-related disruptions to professional leagues and a roughly $8 billion debt load. Billion. Sinclair Broadcasting Group, Inc.'s and Allen Broadcasting's regional sports business and its creditors are preparing, well, they're just little bits, so, but Sinclair's the major. So we'll just do them and not bring Byron Allen on it because he's just a minor majority buyer, a minor buyer of the formerly known as Fox Sports Regional Sports Networks. So we'll try that again. Sinclair Broadcast Group's regional sports business and its creditors are preparing for a possible restructuring of its roughly $8 billion debt load, a sign of the pressure on the sports industry from COVID-19, according to people familiar with the matter. Diamond Sports Group LLC's bondholders have hired legal and financial advisors as Sinclair subsidiary deals with the dearth of live sports during the coronavirus pandemic and the loss of some carriage deals with pay TV distributors. The unit's debt stems from a big bet on regional sports that Sinclair made last year when it bought the entire 21 networks from Walt Disney, an acquisition valued at $10.6 billion and financed through one of the largest U.S. junk bond sales in years. Senior bondholders have tapped law firm Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher to assist with potential restructuring talks, while junior bondholders have engaged law firm Strzok & Laban and investment bank PJT Partners, the people said. The company is working with investment bankers at Moelis & Company, they said. Yes, friends, I read that to you. So, wow. Let's tell the tale on this side of the dais. Hopefully it'll be a full dais. Sinclair got into the regional sports business at a time when regional sports networks were on the decline, but were still considered to be one of the few places left that encouraged live viewership, so-called appointment TV, part of the concession the Walt Disney Company made in gaining approval for its purchase of certain 21st Century Fox assets. The government ordered the divestiture of the Fox RSNs because Disney already owned the dominant sports network, ESPN. Bidding for the channels was intense, but pricing was not. Originally, Disney thought it could attract much as $20 billion. And though there were a lot of interest as rounds progressed, it became apparent they wouldn't get anywhere near that valuation. The problem While sports was and still is considered one of the few things that TV viewers watch live, the cost of the channels was getting out of hand. And at the same time, distributors were pushing back against sports channel affiliate fee increases, claiming that not enough subscribers watched the channels to justify the cost. Cord cutting made the idea of carrying expensive programming less attractive. Now, kind of looks like the turkeys, or shall we say in this case, the vultures, have come home to roost. And according to a report in the Wall Street Journal, creditors of the unit that holds the RSNs, Diamond Sports Group, are preparing to possibly restructure about $8 billion in debt. Sinclair would set up Diamond Sports to bear most of the debt load of the Fox Sports acquisitions. The broadcaster is only on the hook for about $170 million of that obligation. Had earlier tried to restructure debt through an exchange offer. Bondholders would have had to take a substantial haircut in that exchange passed. In a research note, Wells Fargo Securities media analyst Stephen Cahill said bondholders will have to consider whether to keep Sinclair as the operating partner for the RSNs, service for which they take about $100 million in EBITDA annually, or go with another partner. The analyst would prefer a Sinclair exit. Now, Cahill wrote, "We think the RSNs have been Sinclair's Achilles heel, as it is a distraction for investors, an asset in decline, and a potential drain on retransmission to support RSN carriage fees. While there's no equity value in Diamond, these factors also mean less equity value in TV. Ultimately, we view a separation of the RSNs as the best case scenario for Sinclair, as it removes a big overhang that's needed management's attention since the get-go. But others believe the RSN's current problems seem more tied to the pandemic, and that isn't going to last forever. Don't know. One sports executive who requested not even to be named, so we'll just call him Sports Executive X, said they definitely took a hit on baseball. You lost 100 games per team. He added that the possibility remains that the 2021 NBA, NHL, and MLB seasons could start late and could be compressed. Nobody is saying they aren't watching games. Ratings for baseball regionally were very strong. If there is a finite number of games lost, it's not the end of the world. The content is still valuable." And the sports executive added that Sinclair is still doing RSN deals and hiring people, an indication that it still feels the business is moving forward. Now, in its last quarterly earnings conference call with analysts, Sinclair's CEO Chris Ripley said that it had locked up about 85% of its RSN's total customers for 2 years and beyond. That figure includes the carriage deal for its Marquee Sports Network with Comcast. Now, Marquee was not part of the Fox RSN buy. Instead, it's a separate partnership between Sinclair and Major League Baseball's Chicago Cubs. While it has been able to strike long-term deals with traditional distributors, Sinclair's had a tougher deal to go with virtual MVPDs. In the past year, it lost carriage with YouTube, Fubo, Sling, Hulu Live, and Hulu Live Plus TV to that list, telling its customers that the 21 Sinclair RSNs, Marquee Sports, and Yes Network will go dark as of October 23rd. That just leaves AT&T TV now among the major vMVPDs that carry the networks. While those disputes, like most carriage fights, probably center around pricing, there are some of the sports industry that believe that Sinclair's RSN problems are more tied to the rights fees the networks are paying these teams, or the teams, whose games they carry. One RSN executive, who also asked to be not identified, so we'll name him Executive R, said that is what it comes down to. Are the RSNs covering their nut to their teams? It doesn't matter if the LA Clippers stink or not. They are still going to get top dollar from Fox Sports San Diego or Fox Sports West. Now, others feel that while affiliate fees are still strong, the overall decline in paid TV customers means that the RSNs are getting less money as part of the deals. According to Moffett-Nathanson, traditional paid TV, cable, satellite, and telco has lost about 10 million customers since 2018, and the bleeding is expected to continue. Kagan, a unit of S&P Global Market Intelligence, estimates that 2025, the pay TV universe will lose about 31 million customers. That has some pundits wondering if the deterioration of the traditional model where linear networks pay fees to sports networks based on their total number of subscribers is about ready to be given the ziggy. But there is a danger in switching to a direct consumer model, mainly that sports networks will have to rely on revenue from customers that want to watch them. Not everyone with a pay TV subscription. That could be a big difference. Currently, there are about 80 million TV homes. Some analysts estimate that only 30% of those customers watch sports. That could mean that a D2C regional sports offering would have to charge about 3 times more per month just to make as much money as it was receiving under the old model. As a result, many in the industry are hoping for some kind of hybrid model. And then there's the question of ad revenue. With less potential eyeballs, networks could be worth less to advertisers. And there is the threat that customers would drop the service after their favorite team's season ends, meaning that the RSN could see a big drop-off in revenue toward the end of the year. That could be especially hard for RSNs that basically only carry games in one professional sport, like Sportsnet New York, home of the Mets. From October until March, they could potentially have no income, said another exec who asked not to be named. In the meantime, some are hoping that legalized gambling would help the networks, both in terms of additional advertising and the potential of allowing actual wagering via the TV remote or online for everything from the final outcome to specific plays. That hasn't worked out so good. So far, according to some reports, as of August, only 18 states have passed legal gambling bills since the Supreme Court opened the door to sports wagering in 2018. 4 states, Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Washington, have passed bills allowing sports gambling but are not yet operational. And there are active bills in another 9 states, and 12 states have rejected legalized sports wagering. But say for View Ventures, sports gambling has not been the savior most RSNs have expected. Sinclair was also counting on sports gaming being a bigger part of their business, and hired former Poker Central and East Star Studios chief business officer J.R. McCabe to head up its D2C gamification unit. In a research note Wednesday, Lightshed Partners analyst Rich Greenfield, Brandon Ross, and Mark Kelly issued a report on the state of the RSNs. And let's face it, they're in trouble. And again, it's all a matter of timing. Timing is everything. And right now, that timing isn't looking good. Welcome back to the Proctor and Gamble Hour. Yes. Okay, we're at 12:38. Let's wow. We've parlayed, haven't we, kids? Yes, we have parlayed it. Let's get to the hellos, our shout outs on Facebook, Twitter, and the Gram. We got time. We're only here till about 12:45, but we do about 12:48-ish. This should be fun. So here we go. Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Anne-Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Yuki Tanaka, Jerry Nichols, Nancy Nichols, Matthew Nichols. We got Brenda Dixon, Linda Steele, Cleo Glide, Mike Sparks. Oh boy, there we are. There we are. We script these things good, don't we? Yes, we do. Monica Cram, Samantha O'Neill, Casey Ann, Gary Cram, Cleo Glide, Yvonne Marie, Christina Peterson, Jay the Brain Man, Brenda Gaminsky, Sharon Baxley, Alan Oberoff, Anthony Pickrell, Ricky Pickrell, Brenda Dixon, Amy Hayes, Frida Hayes, Morris Hayes, Stacy Hayes, Marielle Liu from Fox 2, Bobby Langford, Helena Kirby, Amari Woods, Cassie Little, and of course, the dreamboat of all dreamboats. Well, they are all dreamboats, especially this one. Vanessa, Elise, Messenger, and her little bambino. January J. Keaton and her little Bambette. of course, I speak of Dixie. Of course, Vanessa has a nice jewel of a beautiful kid, and we bow and say hi. Okay, we say hi to everybody on the YouTube. I'm not on the YouTube, on the Facebook. Sammy Phillips, Sarah Chavez, hi. Jacqueline Fleming, hi. Let's go to Twitter. That's right. Let's go to Twitter and see what we can do here. Okay. Moon River. Moon River, wider than the snow. Okay, well, we gotta do this fast. Audrey Dahlgren, Nick Mantis, and of course, Alex Sims. Also a little shout out to all my friends on TV6. Dominique Keith, Dr. Jim, Melissa Wilson, Tom Zitzka, and all the gang over at Fox 26 in Houston. Mandy Summers, Sierra Sirchi, Mia St. John, Casey Lennox, Ivy McKellen, Lynn and Gwynn, the beautiful and charming Pito Ida and Louisa Fernanda. We also have Brad Shepard. How's it going, sir? Glad you could be with us. Lydia Cornell, how you doing? Ryan Satin, Karen Drew, Eric Kostra, hi. Peter Gilmore. That's right, Charlie's London. Of course, Wyatt Holiday. Come Geek Some, that umbrella guy. Nick Ricada, Ty Beard. Medusa Michelli. And all people. And Kellyanne Collins and a whole gang on Twitter. Yes, indeed, Twitter. And on the gram, that's right. We got the gram, and then we go to the scoreboard, and then we disappear in front of your very eyes because I gotta go place some garbage out front. This is gonna be the fun time, isn't it, kids? Yes, it is. We'll get you the scoreboard as well. We'll be out of here at 12:47. I'm counting on it. Dorothy Malone, hi. Courtney Lynn Elwood, hello. How you doing? Great to have you with. Francia Jones, hi. Patty Riley, Kimberly Wells, Oreke, how you doing? How's it going? Jesse Wong, Dana White, over there at Wood TV8. Silver Harpedian, my heart and my prayers go to Armenia. We also say hi to Andrea Isom, to, of course, the female group known as Presley and Taylor. Oh, what a time. That's right. Okay. Who else do we say hello to in our Church for Churchness? Let's see. What Wizard? How you doing? Albany Irvin? Kezia Noble? Or Kezia Noble. How you doing? Donna Brooks Bennett? Hi. Let's see. Got a lot of bots here. Bot. Jalande Jaguar. Ronnie Love. Annie's Fine Arts. Presley and Taylor. And everybody. And that is it for the gram, for the Twitter, and for the Facebook. Okay, that only means one thing. We got 2 minutes and a scoreboard to get. Actually, we got 3 minutes and a scoreboard to bring you. That's right. We're going scoreboard crazy. And my hair continues to grow. And tomorrow, everything starts to go crazy. Yes. We're going to be going crazy. We're not on the right time. We'll probably be on again at 11:45. Boy, this is exciting, isn't it? My cat, we loading zone here. Come on, I gotta talk fast, and that means flubbing up. Watching this confusion of contusion. Oh, good. Now you're a chunk of time, which is the 22nd. That way we can do everything and we'll be done. And we will disappear before your very eye lobes. Give us extra 2 minutes. And we've been given an extra 2 minutes. By the way, don't forget Fox Sports 1, 4 o'clock. Set your VCRs. We'll give you all the details in that tomorrow. The final of the 2020 season of the Australian Football League. Holy glockenspiel. Okay, let's do it. Europa League group stage. Bayer Leverkusen beats Nice 6-2. CFR Klug against CFR Klug, 2-0 winner over CSKA Sofia. Mold, a 2-1 winner over Dundalk. H. Beer Sheva, 3-1 winner over Slava Prague. Beneficia, a 4-2 winner over Lech Panza. AZ Alkmaar, a 1-0 winner over Napoli. Omonia and PAOK ended in a 1-1 tie. Granada, a 2-1 winner over PSV. Arsenal, a 2-1 winner over Rapid Vienna. Real Sociedad, a 1-0 winner over Rijeka. Rangers, a 2-0 winner over St. League. AS Roma over Young Boys, 2-1. Braga, 3-0 winner over AEK Athens FC. AC Milan over Celtic, 3-1. Feyenoord over Zagreb in a goose egg tie. Hoffenheim over Svenja Zvezda, 2-0. Leicester over FK Zorya Luhansk, 3-0. Liberec, a 1-0 win over Ghent. Antwerp, 2-1 winner over Ludogorets. Maccabi Tel Aviv, a 1-0 winner over Qarabag. Lille over Sparta Prague, 4-1. Tottenham, a 3-0 winner over Lask. Villarreal over Sivasspor, 3-1. And Wolfsburger and CSKA Moscow tied at 1. Let's go to basketball, the Euro League. 2 postponements and 3 done games. Let's go for the 3 done games. Crvena Zvezda Mountains, 86-84 win over CSKA Moscow. Panathinaikos, an 82-60 winner over Fenerbahce. And Valencia, 94-82 winner over Zagros Kaunas. In Swedish hockey, Farjestad, a 7-3 winner over Orebro. HV 71, a 6-4 winner over Brnez. Lulia, a 5-2 winner over Leksand. Rogol, 5-4 winner over Frölunda. Vakjo, a 4-3 winner over Malmo. Now in Finland, Tappara over Asat, 5-3. In Japanese baseball, the Chunichi Dragons defeated the Yokohama Bay Stars 1-0, 1-4-0 over the 1-4-0 for the Dragons, 0-6-0 for the Bay Stars. Ono gets the win for the Dragons. He's 10-5. Taira gets the loss for the Bay Stars. He's 3-5. The Hiroshima Carp over the Hansen Tigers, 9-5, 9-14-0, 5-6-1. Iwata gets the loss for the Tigers. He's 1-2. Yabuta gets the win for the Carp. He's 1-2. The Fukuoka Silverhawks over the Nippon Ham Fighters, 4-2, 4-7-1 for the Hawks, 2-6-1 for the Ham Fighters. Yoshida gets the loss. He's 0-1. Moore gets the win. He's 6-3. Rex and Golden Eagles over the York Buffalo, 6-3, 6-9-0 for the Eagles, 3-7-0 for the Buffaloes. Kishi gets the win. He's 5-0. Tajimi gets the loss. He's 4-6. Cebu Lions over the Chiba Lottie Marines, 7-4, 7-10-3 for the Lions, 4-10-1 for the Marines. Neal gets the win for the Lions. He's 5-7. Ojima gets the loss for the Marines. He's 7-8. And the Omuri Giants over the Yakut Swallows, 6-0. 6-8-0 for the Giants, 0-4-0 for the Swallows. Yoshida gets the loss for the Swallows, he's 2-7. Sanchez gets the win. For the Giants, he's 8-3. In South Korea baseball action, KT with Swang swamped the Doosan Bears 17-5, 17-18-0 for the Swan, 5-10-3 for the Bears. The Hanwon Eagles lost to the Kia Tigers 10-4, 10-14-0 for the Tigers, 4-11-1 for the Eagles. And the SK Wyvern beat up the Lottie Giants 9-8, 9-11-1 for the Wyverns, 8-12-2 for the Giants. And guess what, kids? It's 12:51. We is done with the scoreboard. If there's any scores that we missed on it, go to scoreboard.com /EN for English. That is going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll see you tomorrow night right after and following Game 3 of the World Series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the good guys. I say the good guys in respect. They're both good guys. Tampa Bay Rays against Los Angeles Dodgers. And before we go, I know I got to do this fast, so oops. I foo-foo, didn't I? Yes, you did foo-foo. Okay. Well, okay, come on, Pooples. Come on, Pooples. We gotta hurry up. They're rolling the credits here. No, well, we don't roll the credits yet. Okay, free Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell's across the nation. Wednesday, October 28th. That's right, Wednesday, October 28th. Let's see, do we have any further info as to time? Well, maybe my erstwhile colleagues, Jay the Brain Man and or Matthew, Mr. Wizard, Nichols can give me some further details for the Steve Baxley Sports Final tomorrow night. That's going to wrap it up for us. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley, thanking you for tuning in. Don't forget Sports Central USA with Mr. Excitement coming up a little later. But for right now, that's it for us. This has been a Mystifying Creativity production in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. Until then, I am Steve Baxley for all of us here at L2C Sports and the Steve Baxley Sports Final, saying thank you, everybody, for watching. May your favorite team always be a winner. And good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. We're low budget, and we're going to stay that way for a while. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Good night and good